Welcome to episode 98 of the Hoop Threads podcast, here with another prospect spotlight. Very excited about this one. Anthony Thompson, 2026 6'7" wing from Lebanon High School in Ohio, as well as Indy Elite. Anthony, how's it going, man?
I'm going good. How are you doing?
Man, I'm just living the dream. So glad to get you on here. Want to shout out PD Webb and Mike Roth, two different scouts that told me about you. Watched some film, really liked what I saw. I had to get you on here. So let's start at the beginning. Tell me about your first dunk.
My first dunk. Let me think. I was in eighth grade. My first dunk. I think I was just in the gym, just trying to try and stuff. I guess. I think I just threw one down. That it felt really good. Because I mean, up to that point, you always look at other people trying to dunk, and once you get your first one, it's like whoa, all right. It's like you got your first one.
How tall were you then?
I was probably about 5'11". I was probably 13, so I was probably 5'11".
Oh wow. So
Yeah.
you've grown 8 inches in two years. Wow. I wish I had that happen for me, man. You're blessed. So back to the beginning, who did you model your game after? Kind of who got you started in basketball?
Well, my dad started me in basketball. Growing up, I watched a lot of players, but I say like my favorite player was Kevin Durant. He's been my favorite player for a while. Because we're both like lanky players, versatile players. So I've been trying to model my game after him a lot. Um, just like use some of the stuff that he does and add it into my game. So.
Hmm. Gotcha. That's a good place to start. So strengths and weaknesses, kind of talk about some of the strongest areas of your game as well as some areas that you need to improve on.
I think the strongest area of my game is probably my offensive play. I feel like my mid range, my 3-point shooting is a strength of my game, and I've gotten really good at rebounding. Um, Being able to move without the ball is it something I can work on a little bit more, but I've gotten better at it. I think some of my weaknesses. I feel like my ball handling can get better. Taking care of the ball, whether it's with passes or just bringing the ball up the court. But my court awareness overall, I think, is pretty good. Um, let's see, I use my length really well to block shots, to get steals, stuff like that. So.
Gotcha. Talk about some differences in the game, between high school and middle school. You're only 2 years removed from that, as well as like AAU versus high school basketball.
AU, it's crazy in AU. In high school, I'm the tallest guy on the court, probably 95% of the time. Once I go to AU, I'm pretty much probably the same height as everybody else. So, I have to do some different things at AU than what I'd have to do in high school. High school, I'll play the three and the four, while in AU, I'll probably play strictly the three and even the two sometimes. So it's just different things that I have to do to be able to make my game work in high school and AAU. So, I might be able to post up a guy all game in high school, where in AAU, I might have to find different ways to take it off the dribble or be able to move without the ball coming off screens and stuff like that. So it's a much different game.
What do you think? What position do you think you'll be the most successful at the next level?
I say probably the three, just because of my versatility. I mean, really pretty much able to do everything on the court. So probably the three.
Okay, gotcha. Talk about a time that you faced adversity and the tools that you used to navigate through that experience and come out on the other end.
Um, we faced some adversity early on the season. Me and my team, we started off kind of slow, but we're doing well now, and I think it's just um, me being able to. I try to take a bigger role overall in leadership. Because I'm probably the younger guy on my team. So being able to try and lead more, it's been able to get us over the hump more and be able to start to finish out the season strong. So.
Okay. Talk about the difference in your role on the floor with your high school team with Lebanon versus Indy Elite.
Yeah, with my high school team, I'm the youngest guy on the team. Most of our guys are seniors, so we're all leading. We're all trying to make each other better on the court, and I think that's great for us. And with AAU ball, all of us are high level players. You know what I mean? So we all know how we're all feeling on the court. We all know if we're all on or if we're off, and how we're playing within the game. So us being able to just feed off one another and being able to use each other's energy to be able to get stuff done on the court is everything at AAU.
Okay. Who's the hardest worker you've ever been around, and what have you taken from, being around them?
Um, I think probably the hardest worker I've been around. I work out with a lot of good players. I work out with some pro players at my trainer, and just being able to work out with those guys, I could be able to see the work ethic that they have to be able to get to the higher level. It's great for me to be able to expand on my game and know what I need to do to be able to get to the next level. So probably just, I mean, there's a number of guys that I can name, but it's a lot. It's a lot of guys that I work with that just I'll be able to take what they do and add it to my game and use that to be able to move forward.
Okay. Talk about the best habit in your daily routine and kind of tell me about your gym schedule, what you're doing specifically in the workouts.
Mm. Well, I try to get like 9 hours of sleep. So that's probably my best habit within that. I try to be able to get a lot of rest. When it comes to the gym schedule, we have practice every day after school. So we're always doing that. So we have about 2.5 hour practice after school every day. And after practice, I'm always going back to the gym and I'm always getting probably another hour and a half of shots, probably another 30 minutes of lifting, just to be able to stay fresh and be able to just maintain my skills and stuff. I'll get up in the morning sometimes and go get shots, get extra shots of even more. On the weekends, I'm working out, getting strong, just getting stronger. Whether it might be midday, it might be early in the mornings. I don't really have like a set routine on the weekends, but whenever I'm able to get in the gym, I'm just going to do that.
Okay. Talk about what parts of your game you feel like you've been working on the most and what you've kind of added in the past year.
I've worked a lot on my defense. That's something that I've really gotten better at. I've been working a lot on my quickness, being able to guard the ball, being able to rebound, being able to just know where the ball is going to be able to get there. Um, but my defense is definitely something that I've improved on, and I feel like I just need to keep working on it more so I can just become even better defender because I feel like that's something that can also take me to the next level.
Okay. What do you do that makes you stand out from the competition?
Like I said, I think my versatility is probably my best skill.
Mhm.
Uh, probably I think my shooting is probably the biggest thing that coaches look at with me. If I have an open three, I'll take it, or I'm able to get to the mid range and just rise up over defenders. So I feel like that's probably the biggest thing that kind of separates me.
Okay. So, in watching some of your film, I think the greatest value right now to the team that you have is your perimeter shooting. What have you learned about taking the right shot and impacting the game outside of shooting when your shot isn't falling?
Yeah. When it's not falling, it's a lot of things that I can do because with us we're a great 3 point shooting team. So there's a lot of guys on our team that can shoot. So I know if I'm not hitting at one time, I'll be able to dish it out to my teammate, and more times than not, he's gonna hit it.
Mhm.
And, if I see that I'm able to get a closer bucket, I'm gonna try to get that if I'm not hitting it from the outside. So it's a lot of different things that I can do to be able to. If I'm not hitting at that time, it's a lot of different things that I can do to be able to impact us at a better time.
100%. Tell me about a part of your game that you think flies under the radar or is kind of undervalued by, scouts and college coaches.
Um, I think sure. I'd say probably my ability to rebound. My rebounding's got a lot better. Right now I'm averaging around 8 rebounds a game. So I mean
Mhm.
I've definitely improved on that a lot. I've had about 4 or 5 double doubles this year. So I feel like that's something that
Mhm.
I've definitely gotten so much better at within my game.
Okay. So talking about specific spots on the floor now, what parts of the floor do you feel the most and least comfortable right now?
Right now I feel really comfortable within the post. If I'm in the post against a bigger guy, I feel like I'll be able to rise up in the mid range, and if it's a smaller guy, I'll be able to take it to the basket. That's someplace that I'm really comfortable at right now. I feel like I can probably get more comfortable than just bringing the ball up the court. Even though it's not really my biggest role on the team, being able to just take it up sometimes instead of just always trying to dish it off to our point guards. That's something I can always get better at.
Okay. So tie game, games in the line, last 10 seconds, you have the ball. What's your go-to move? You're calling for a ball screen, where you out on the floor? What are you trying to get to?
Uh, I'm probably trying to get to probably a hezzy, probably hezzy mid range or a hezzy, just trying to get to the basket, some sort of hezzy to be able to get to a shot.
Okay. Got you. So rank these three in, order of importance to you. So game-winning assist, game-winning basket, game-winning defensive stop.
Um, I say probably bucket would probably be first, and then I'd say defensive stop second. Um, you know, I feel like getting a game winning bucket, that's always great, and I feel like getting a defensive stop, I mean, like being able to just win the game off great effort and being able to just get it done on the defensive side, that's always something that to be proud of. You know what I mean?
100%. So let's talk about, I mean, these could apply to on the floor or off the floor. What are some things that are really important to you? Like what things do you value? Is it kind of trust? Is it hard work? Is it communication? Is it honesty? What are some things that are really big to you?
I feel like hard work is always a big thing. Just being able to say that you like put your all in everything and be able to give it your all and everything that you do. Like for me, when it comes just say school, like I'm always giving it my all in school. Like every time I'm doing something, I'm gonna put my all into it. That's something I really value. Another thing is I like trust, just being able to trust people. I mean, that's
Mhm.
always a good thing to be able to do.
Okay. Um, you're a sophomore, so this is kind of like early for this kind of discussions, but talk about your recruitment, talk about some of the coaches that have offered you a scholarship, some of the guys that have reached out to you and said they'll be keeping tabs on you this season.
Yeah. Coach Owens from Ohio State, he's been recruiting me for a while now, and I visited back in fall, and I visited earlier this year, and a few weeks ago, Coach Holtman offered me a scholarship from with Ohio State, and then this past week I went to Illinois. Coach Frazier invited me up for a game, and they offered me a scholarship as well. So those two coaches that have really offered me major scholarships, Ohio University and Coach Thornton. He offered me a scholarship back in the summer. Kent State, Eastern Kentucky. Those are the five that I have offers from right now. And then Coach Rudolph at West Virginia. They're recruiting me. They're recruiting me a lot. Indiana's recruiting me a lot right now. Purdue's on me. I'll be visiting Purdue in a few weeks. So those are the highest schools. Cincinnati, Dayton, those schools as well.
Okay. So mostly local schools for the most part. Man, I'll tell you one thing. Chester Frazier, actually Baltimore native,
Yeah.
is he's always on them young man. He's always got his eyes on kids way before others. So props to him. Shout out to him. Let's talk about college criteria. When this is again, 2 or 3 years down the line now. What are some things that you think will be important, in deciding a program at the next level? Is it, a certain coaching style? Is it a certain play style? Do you want to be local? Do you want to, be across the country in California somewhere warm? What are some of the things that you're looking for when you pick a college to compete at?
I'm looking for a school that's just able to help me just kind of develop into a great player, but also just a great person in general. Whether that's with the coaching staff being able to help me, the players that are there, pretty much everything that's just going to be able to help me develop into just overall everything. So
Okay. Do you like getting up and down? Are you more of a half court guy?
I like playing fast. I like being playing transition ball,
Okay.
being able to fast up the court. That's what I do with my high school team. That's what I do it with an AAU team too. We just play fast, so that's what I like to play.
Okay. Talk about some of your interests and hobbies off the court. What are you into that isn't basketball related?
I play video games a lot. I like playing all sorts of video games. Um, I'm really invested into school. I like math a lot. I do a lot of math stuff. So those are two things that I do a lot is school and I play video games. I watch college basketball, I watch NBA basketball.
Hmm.
Um, I watch film just on any players, teams, a lot of that stuff. So those are things that I just do a lot in my free time.
One little nuance that I'll throw out there to you when you're watching a lot of these guys play, it's easy to watch the game on the ball. I think there's a lot that you can learn when you're watching certain shooters off the ball, how they get open, how they time their cuts, how they set up their cuts as far as, an L cut, popping down to pop back up. I think there's a lot that can be gained from that. And that's something that a lot of, players your age don't really look at. So that's definitely something that I think is important. If basketball didn't work out for you, God forbid you got hurt, your career ended tomorrow, what would your plan be?
I'll probably go to school to be some sort of physical science major, whether that's physical therapy or something having to do with like sports team, whether that's I don't know, trainer, something like that. I like learning about the body, how the body works, stuff like that. So I
Okay.
like learning stuff.
Give me some of your goals, for this season. So this high school season and then AAU this summer.
Um, I know high school season we've been talking a lot about making a deep tournament run, and we always talk about wanting to make a state championship, but I want to make a deep run in the playoffs. I want to be able to say that we have a lot of seniors. I want to be able to say that their career ended with us going deep in the tournament and making a great run. This AU season, I want to be able to just like play just a great high level, be able to get a lot of wins, be able to play well for my team.
Okay. What has been your happiest moment on a basketball court so far?
Um, I've had a lot. I'd say probably I don't know. I don't know. There's a lot. I know. I know when I was younger, I won like a few national championships for free throws. That was
Mhm.
probably my happiest I've been because that's like that's just like you're like the best in the country or something. You can be like that's crazy. Like that's probably the happiest I've ever been on basketball career.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, a lot of your career ahead of you too. So what sets Ohio basketball apart from, basketball in the rest of the country?
How basketball like it's really disciplined basketball. It's great coaching. It's a lot of fundamental stuff, and you know the kids here they're really locked into basketball. Um, I play teams. It might not look like they have the most athletic kids, but they're gonna know how to play. Like we last night we played a team. We won, but at the end of the day, like they had a really good team. They're a really good squad. And, they know how to play the game. I think that's what separates basketball from everybody else.
Man, I always hated playing Ohio teams in AAU because they ran really good sets. They executed really well. They shoot the mess out of the ball up there. All right, so last question. What is your why? Why do you play the game? Why do you work so hard at it? Why are you kind of doing so many different things to kind of get you going in this direction? What is your why?
I love basketball. I mean, I've been playing basketball since I was 5 years old. And, like I fell in love with basketball when I was five. Now I'm 15, but I'm still just wanting to keep playing. Like it's like I'm never gonna stop playing. Like I don't have a plan to stop ever. At some point it's gonna stop. But as of right now, like I don't plan to stop playing basketball. So just to continue to keep playing hard and be able to play at a high level, just be able to go to like where I want to go. 5 years old, I say I want to go to the NBA. Like that's where I want to continue to go. That's where I always want to go. So that's the overall goal.
100%. Well, Anthony Thompson, really appreciate the time. Really look forward to seeing, how your career takes off for the next couple of years.
Yes, sir.